Hey everybody, have you ever sat and looked at your marketing plan for the upcoming quarter here and kind of said, well, what are we going to do right now? We have this action item that we need to be able to change this copy on our landing page, or maybe it's an animation, or maybe it's an infographic that we're using on this one page, and it's going to take us 3 or 5 hours to be able to redo the graphic, or bring in a designer to be able to help us, or have somebody handle front end coding. I want to challenge you as marketers to be really conscientious about your time. And so this episode is all about the time paradox, and what do you do with the time that you have in order to be able to make the most impact on your marketing activity and generate leads and introduce cash flow and prospective customers into your business. I'm Michael Tucker with Conversion Store. Our website is conversionstore.com, and we help business leaders understand what their marketing is and isn't doing, and to be able to make the most out of the technology investments that they've made in different MarTech software. And so really, when we're thinking about time, you could go down the rabbit hole a lot of different ways and say, well, this is a really prominent graphic. This is a really important page to our value proposition as we're introducing our product or our services to new customers. But is that the best use out of all of the time that you have right now? And so I want to challenge you to kind of look at a couple of different ways of thinking about how you use your time here. So 3 different things that we would kind of suggest here. Number 1, set up repeat campaigns. Your time can really get sucked away if you're spending it always doing these manual tasks that you have to go in and work on and work on and work on. And if it's eating up all of your time, that's a finite piece. If you instead look at all the campaigns that you would repeatedly run. So, when somebody fills out their first form on your website, well, that's a pretty good invitation to be able to get a welcome nurture the very first time that they respond back to one of your Facebook or your Google ads. That's a great time to be able to say, welcome. Hey, thanks for filling out this form for the first time. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Fill out this survey, fill out a comment section that tells me a little bit about what do you care about? Why are you coming to our site in the first place? Of the different products or services that we offer, is there one particular one that's of interest to you? And why is that? Are you having a problem or a challenge that you specifically need to address in your business or in your personal life that leads you to look at doing business with us? And those don't require you to reinvent the wheel, because you're not going to change your product or service every other day. You're going to keep those consistent, and you're always going to be going after ideally you should be going after the same group of people who are in your core ideal client profile in order to be able to do business with you. And those can be automated. So you can use a tool like ActiveCampaign. If you're an enterprise, you could use a tool like Marketo in order to be able to create those pre-built welcome sequences and run people through them over a week or a matter of days in order to be able to get them to a point where, okay, I understand what you do and I understand why it's valuable to be able to work with you. Here's the next step. Work with this, send it in for an email notification to the salesperson to be able to follow up, or send them to a e-commerce page or a sign-up page, or a subscription page or something along those lines to be able to take the next move to work with you. And then the second one is once you've gone ahead and you've done that, so, okay, you have a baseline of different marketing activity going. How can I build upon that existing foundation, that revenue foundation that we build upon? So that's one of the offerings that we provide at Conversion Store is we will help you create all of your processes to be able to begin to get that steady stream of customers, of cash into your business, so that you have the stability to be able to begin to scale and look at how do I want to grow that revenue base. Well, in order to be able to do that, you really have to lay that path out that first time to be able to understand, okay, what is the success path from somebody becoming aware of my business to being a paying customer for the first time. And then once you have that nailed down, you can look at expanding that out. And the way that you expand that out is to layer upon it and say, okay, well, I know that my first, second, third touch point whether that's an email or that's a organic social media post or a paid ad, is what really drives home people to really start thinking about what's it like to be able to work with us. And so you then look at this and say, okay, what in the time that I have, the precious, valuable time that I have, what can I build as a marketer that complements the existing process, the existing sales motion that I have going on? Don't try and reinvent the wheel every time, because then you lose the momentum. So build upon that. Then the last one is to track it and say, okay, did what I accomplish in step 1 and in step 2 work properly? Am I getting sales? Am I growing the amount of sales on a month by month, a quarter by quarter, year by year basis? You may get into a point, by the way, like there's some fluidity in this. You may get into a point where my sales worked successfully in year 1 and year 2, and then something changed in year 3, year 4, year 5. A new competitor opened up across the street. Artificial intelligence changes the way that people search for companies that are in my space. There's a change in the process that I have now. People no longer drive gasoline cars, they drive electric cars, and I need to learn how to service Teslas instead, for example. Or there's pick what that is in your particular industry. In there, no industry, no consumer purchase process stays the same permanently. It changes over time. So you want to be able to track what you're doing from a marketing effort to be able to understand, okay, here's the process that I want to go forward with this. And do I need to make some changes into that existing process in terms of my marketing, in terms of my sales, in terms of how I talk to people, in terms of new offers that I might be able to make to be able to keep the momentum going across my business over the long term. And that's where tracking comes into play. So you want to take a look at your analytics, take a look at your marketing automation analytics, take a look at your Google analytics on your website and what that's producing. Take a look at your paid advertising and the metrics that are there. What ads are working? What are people responding to? What are they not responding to? Who are the audiences, the geographic audiences, the behavioral, the demographic, the psychographic audiences that you are building into your process, and then go back and take a look at those. If you have any questions on these and you want more information, visit our website at conversionstore.com. We are putting up blog posts on a consistent basis that helps you as business owners, as marketers, to be able to describe what I could be doing, what I should be doing with my business in order to be able to help it grow. It's never a fluid task or never a static task. You always want to continue to keep evaluating this. And it's one of the key things that you have to do in your business in order to be successful in the long run. So I invite you to visit us online. And if you want more articles like this, please like and subscribe and share this post and these videos with your colleagues and your friends on your LinkedIn or on wherever it is that you happen to be watching this on YouTube. And we'll look forward to talking to you.